Good evening, everybody. We are live at One Live Studios. How are we this evening? Hey, look who I'm catching up with this evening. I've brought him back. Mr. Paul Austin, everybody. How are we?
We're great. It's a cold, very dark evening in the north of England today, but we're looking forward to the show, having a great show with you and getting your listeners into the show and getting them on board.
Fantastic. Well, the listeners are joining us this evening. Welcome. Hi, listeners. How are we this evening? We are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. And we're also live on X. So we're all over social media. We are spreading Mr. Paul Austin over the internet this evening for everybody to listen to his amazing music. Like I've been doing for the last half an hour. I've been listening to this man's music because I haven't had much time to rest. I got off the bus, Paul, and I have been inundated with artists wanting to come and join the show, which is absolutely amazing and fantastic. And we've got so many great artists who are coming up between November and December live for the One Live team. So thank you very much. You've kept me busy. You've kept me active, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. So, Paul, this part of the show, go on then, mister.
We're going to say you've got one of these platforms where you are given a great chance for independent artists to really get out there, do some marketing, and what you're doing to keep independent artists live. For me, honestly, Adrian, it's worth $1 billion because this is how we get out there. This is how we get out there. So anybody out there listening right today on Adrian's show, listen, make sure you support independent artists just like this guy does and give them a chance to show you what they can actually do.
We do. Great advert, mister. Great advert. So in relation to One Life, everybody, the part of the show is we welcome everybody in and we tell everybody about what we're doing for the week, what we're doing today. Basically, it is Daniel's last week, Daniel's Foundation. So, Daniel's, I know you're watching. Daniel, yourself, thank you very, very much for putting your charity forward, for being a highlight charity of the month. Daniel's Foundation, it's been an absolute honor and an absolute pleasure to meet you all, meet your artists, to find out about the Daniel's Music Foundation. We know that you're going to carry on doing some amazing work after this week that we finish with you. But if anyone else wants to check out the Daniel's Foundation and find out what they're all about, they are on the link below. Please press that link below. Go to their website, donate some money, donate some time. But just donate for the thought of actually it's a charity that brings together disabled artists from all over the world. And it gives them a platform to be able to celebrate music, to celebrate themselves away from their disability, to become amazing full-time artists with a record label, with a yearly competition, with, a community. And I think that spreads all over the world from New York to the UK to Ireland, everywhere. And it's fantastic. It's been really a great honor. So we're with you for the last week. And then we move on to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So this year, Paul, we are working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They're going to be our highlight charity in December every single year. And this year, what we're doing is we're going to throw an opening party to welcome the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And we're going to show them what fantastic indie artists we have in our catalogue, because we have some amazing artists from generations, for country to dance, to rock, to heavy metal. We've got every single artist going when it comes to One Life. So Make-A-Wish Foundation, we welcome you already. We've said hi today, and we really look forward to our opening party for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. What we're doing is we are asking indie artists to send in their merch, their CDs, anything that they can give to myself here at One Life. And I'm going to pass it all out in a massive, great big bundle. And we're going to either auction it or raffle it off for our final giveaway of the year before the new year starts. So I have been given the most generous present from Helena Mace, our UK country singer, who has sent in a bundle of albums for us, all signed, ones that she's just released as well. So, it's amazing. And I'm really, really pleased that she was able to do this for us. I was absolutely really touched when it come through the post this morning. Paul, look at this. This is how powerful One Life can be. I'm going to quickly just show everybody what comes. Actually, I'll show it a little bit later through the show because I've got your song lined up and I don't want to lose it. Okay, but it is great. It is fantastic. So if you are
everybody will donate to
send
that.
it in. Send it in. Send it in.
Over to that. Loads of merch coming. I'm actually wearing the Paul Austin band. These are super rare hats, but you'll be wearing one on the next show when I send it to you in the post.
I will. I love it. I love wearing it. You know what I'm like.
Paul Austin band hat after today's show. Get in touch with Adrian. He'll get in touch with me. And I promise you, I'll get the merchandise out to you. So for tonight only, you get a few folks, and they're the first 10 folks that get to you, Adrian. They're going to get a free Paul Austin band hat. And believe me, these are absolutely sought after. Definitely after the show as well.
Fantastic. There you go. Those first 10 people who comment on our page tonight, if you're out there listening and you'd like one of these amazing Paul Austin hats, please comment on the show tonight and Paul will send you one. There you go. That's a bit of a challenge. And we'll put that out there later on. So if you're not watching the show and you're going to watch the show later, we will make sure that we keep account of those like asks and requests. And if we see them come up on the comments, the first 10 people get a Paul Austin hat. There you go. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. That's very generous of you.
I'll sign the inside of it. So it's even more special.
That's it. Fantastic. I absolutely love it. I'll tell you what, this is what I love about the show. You know, our artists are the most generous artists in the world, and they are absolutely out there to entertain you, to support you as, you know, a local or national charity, but will support you as their fans. You know, they're there to brighten up your day, to make sure that you are getting up in the morning and listening to the very best of their music that they offer, which is fantastic. So just one more in terms of One Life. I've just got a little mention that we're doing this as the beginning of our show, is to recognize some of you artists out there who are doing really well on the One Life team. You are all doing amazing with your singles for Christmas, your singles for #1 over the Christmas period, and also getting some honors. You know, I've seen Andrew Dean this week has gone into the Woohoo Awards in America, and he's been given a humanitarian award for 2024. Fantastic. Well done, Andrew. You absolutely deserve it. You're an amazing artist. You collaborate and support many artists in America. And, you know, your gift to music over the past 30, 40 years, you know, is absolutely amazing, that you continue in your independent artist, you know, life, and that you continue the great music that you do. You do so many projects and so much support, you know, in terms of veterinarian support, you know, in the charities that you do. So thank you, Andrew. That's well deserved. Well done, mister. So we are here to catch up with Mr. Paul Austin. Those who don't remember Paul Austin, he's had a bit of a change. We brought Paul Austin over from the band VIP Suite. He was the lead singer. And I know that he still stays in touch with VIP Suite, and he's still the lead singer of VIP Suite, but he's decided it's time to go solo and time to bring you the Paul Austin band experience. So I tell you what, before we go through any of your highlights or anything about your career, I'm dying to know what happened. Why are we going away from VIP Suite into a solo career?
Well, look, as you know, I've been doing this for nearly 40 odd years, and I've always been in bands. It's always been the name of a band. FIRECLOWN, VIP Suite. Before that, it was Risky Business. Before that, it was Mr. Z. Many bands over a long period, actually, Adrian. And you know, VIP Suite at the moment is dormant. I want to be very honest and frank with your listeners that sadly, for reasons that I really don't understand, members of the band didn't want to go forward at this point. That really gave me a chance to say, okay, if VIP Suite is not going to go forward, it doesn't want to go forward doing the music we're doing, I'd like to go forward on my own and do the music that I really want to do. And that is to really showcase my vocals, showcase what I think is a different genre and style of music. And for the first time in 40 years, call the band after my own name. I've always been part of a band. Good. Now I want to be not just a frontman or a leader in the band. I want people to know that this is Paul Austin, his music, his style. And I'm surrounding myself with some pretty talented people. I can tell you about that, and we'll talk about that after we have a chance to listen to the music that's I've now produced. Obviously tonight you've got a debut listening track to come out, one of the tracks that's coming off the forthcoming album, which is called Yes.
I have. The Land of Plenty, young man.
The album,
and I'll tell you what,
yeah.
Everybody needs to hear this because I heard it just before we come on the show this evening. So before we talk anymore, because me and you, when we're together, we don't stop talking. Okay, so let's give the listeners this debut single of yours and let's see what they think. Okay, so tell everybody about this Land of Plenty single.
Do you want to talk about now or after?
I want you to tell me about it now. Let's tell them all about the story behind this song.
Basically, Land of Plenty is about what we're suffering with in society right now. Here we are, a country that's probably the 5th, 6th richest country on the planet, and yet we've got, old people getting cold, struggling. We've got veterans on the streets not being able to find houses, and many, many young couples who want to get their own houses and move away from mum and dad cannot afford houses. We talk about taxes rising through the ceiling, the cost of food, the cost of power, the cost of everything rising. To be honest with you, almost as if we're in a Stockholm syndrome just to accept this without being challenged. And yet this is a land of plenty. And yet we hear of these struggles, we hear of this misery, we hear of people who cannot afford food, who cannot afford healthcare, who cannot afford anything that 99% of us seem to be enjoying. So the song is written in a really sort of passionate way lyrically, but with the music that gets you kicked into it, because I wanted you to listen to the music first and then inquire about what the lyrics were saying. So by bringing you in through the music, which I think is quite an exciting, upbeat, go-get type of tracks on a sort of country southern rock style, I'd have you listening. And then I want you to listen to the lyrics. And it's the lyrics that will then get you really understanding what I'm trying to tell you, that in this land of plenty, and in many lands of plenty, there are those who are really struggling. So that's what the song's about. I hope you enjoy it. Recorded in Slovakia with 2 fantastic musicians, Adam Gila and Simon Simone, known to us all as Fofo on the drums. Adam did all the guitars. I did all the vocals and backing vocals. And it was recorded in Gila Studios in Slovakia. So I hope you enjoy it. Fantastic. Land of Plenty. Listen to the lyrics and get right in there with the swing.
There you go. Here we go then.
Taxman chasing me for the money I owe. Ain't no chance for a man with a wife and a family. Gotta work himself to the bone just to help him get it free. There ain't nothing to be proud of in a land of plenty. Yeah, nothing to be proud of. Kids grow hungry while they all grow cold, and the vets just sleep on the streets 'cause there ain't no homes. But we give you money to wage a war on a foreign land, so you can hold your head since your country took a stand. There ain't nothing to be proud of in the land of plenty. There's nothing to be proud of, believe me.
Love it. Absolutely blooming love it.
You know, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Actually. You have done it again. You have done it again. You have rocked my world. You have rocked these ears. I just,
you know,
every single song you bring out, it's exactly the same with the guitar solos. I just love it. And you've got, I tell you what, that's going in my, well, it's going in my fiance's car because I don't have a car. If I can put it on the bus, I put it on the bus, wind down the windows and just play it to everybody.
A friend of mine said he played it in a Bang & Olufsen shop recently through a pair of £45,000 speakers. He said it was just absolutely incredible. Production on it is fantastic out the Gila Studios. I'm absolutely thrilled with the sound. I'm thrilled with the song. I'm thrilled with the message. And as you say, there ain't not to be proud of in a land of plenty. Listen to the lyrics. Yeah. The song is upbeat musically, but very poignant and contemporaneous lyrically. And that's what I do all the time, Adrian. I write about what I see, what I feel, and what I hear. A lot of these songs musically have been sitting in my library of music for many years and not had a chance to bring them out. And as something's happening in society, I've found the lyrics, I've got the melody, been waiting there. Some of them 20, 30 years, actually. And they're making a comeback, full circle of music. So I'm super thrilled, and that sounded fantastic. It was a debut today on Adrian Waller's show. So on One Life Show, thank you for debuting Land of Plenty. Not even out on Spotify yet, so you really did get
I really did get a special sneak preview this evening, and it will be coming out. When are we going to bring this one out? When's it coming out live?
I'm talking with the other musicians on it. As you know, the next song you're going to be playing in the show is currently the one that's out. Land of Plenty is probably going to come out around about Christmas time to let everybody know that while you're filling your boots and you're enjoying your food, and I want everybody to have a great Christmas. Just to remember, there are some people on the streets a bit cold. Just remember, some folks out there not quite got what you got. And if you think you can go around driving the car and you see somebody cold on the street, stop over and maybe get them a coffee or something like that. So,
Paul, Paul, that's a great message. Okay, it really is a great message over Christmas. I think it's really important that we do remember those who don't have the Christmas we're all going to have and we all look forward to. You know, if you do see someone in the streets, you know, at least give them a smile, at least say hi to them. You know, if you can give them food and give them a present, whatever, over Christmas.
A hot cup of coffee, mate, will be even worth.
A hot cup of coffee would go, yeah. It's worth $1 million.
You better believe it.
And in relation to that, you know, as part of the One Life show, is we talk and we support local and national charities. Now, before the show, we were talking about the fact that you and your wife will spend time supporting the homeless and supporting those who do need a cup of coffee every now and again, need a smile, need someone to speak to. And I know the area that you come from in the UK, you know, it's tough times like it is around the whole of the country. But I think up north, I think, you know, it's really tough, you know. Describe to me about sort of where you live and sort of like what you see on a day-to-day basis, because everybody comes to Britain and they think everything's rosy in Britain. You know, it's a great country and we're rich and we've got all this money. But actually, what's going on in our streets at the moment? So, Paul, go for a drive with me tonight.
And this is not to bitch or moan about where I'm living at all, Adrian. I'm originally from Manchester, which is a big city, a major city now in the country. But I'm living further up north. I'm living just in Middlesbrough, which used to be a very vibrant, you know, steelworks industrial city. Town, actually. We never got the city status, although I believe we did apply for it. But it's an industrial town with hardworking folks, young, high-tech young kids that know how to handle themselves with computers and things like that. The jobs aren't here. The government is saying it's going to move the Treasury and other large offices into this area around the Darlington area and the northeast to try and level up some of the issues. But I've not really seen much of that happening. Some large factories are being contemplated, and the Tees Valley people are trying to bring some money into the area. That would be great. But I don't want to do a political, debate on there about music. But what I will say to you is we've got a high youth unemployment and high youth trouble causing, you know, ASBOs and things like that. They're bored. One of the things I was trying to do here, in actual fact, I did run for local council. Didn't quite get it. I don't know why, but I didn't get in as local council. The reason I wanted to do that was I wanted to try and bring a musical hub to the area. A lot of empty buildings. I felt sure that if I could have got into council, I could have worked with the local councils and a lot of the local businesses that to bring a musical hub where kids, teenagers that are wandering on the streets, cold at the moment. I see them sitting outside the shops here, just hanging around. Some of them smoking cigarettes, they're bored, don't know what to do with themselves, making a nuisance of themselves most of the time. But if I could get those kids into some form of musical hub where a lot of children don't own musical instruments, don't even own a recorder, let alone a guitar, an amp, a set of drums, which can cost quite a lot of money. I had the sort of drive, and I had many people around me that would have supported that, which would be a musical hub where kids, teenagers could come, just bash around on instruments until they found their thing, they found what they enjoyed. And maybe, just maybe, we find those one or two kids that have got the talent, but it gets them off the streets, it gets them playing music, it gets them playing with different instruments to see if they can learn violins, guitars, cellos, drums, basses, all sorts of instruments. And a lot of people were ready to donate to me. Many people, like myself, I've got a dozen guitars, and you only can play one at a time, right? And many of my other friends have got many guitars. Some of them now, they don't even use them. Many instruments even not even got strings on them. Several amplifiers. Many people, many musicians in this area, which has got a very high standard in the Northeast. We've got a lot of musicians, massive musicians, world-class musicians have come from the Northeast. Sting, we can go on, Mark Knopfler. These are the great names from this part of the world. The guys out of Bad Company and Free, Paul, he actually works, I believe, with Middlewood Council or Middlewood College, I think, as one of the bursaries there. So there's a lot of talent in the Northeast, but it doesn't have access to a place where they can actually show that talent off. That would have been a great thing for doing. I would have liked to have had that for the area. So,
do you know what, Paul? Paul, I'm going to make an offer to you tonight, live on the One Life show. Okay, so I don't know whether you've watched the previous videos over the last few weeks. One Life in 2025 will be bringing a community of musicians over to the One Life team, and we are going to work with people to support their music journey. We are going to do a step from step one to step music CD onto the radio. Okay, so basically step one, we will find you, we will support you, we will find you as an artist, and we will give you the tools to learn how to be an independent artist. So you will learn about web design, you will learn about commercial sort of copyright, producing a single, how to get in contact with your local producer, your local vocal coach. We're going to give you step-by-step support to get you to the place where you're making a CD and it's going out and playing on a radio like our artists. So we are going to call that the One Life Music School. We've already got artists who are going to contribute their time next year in putting this program together. And do you know what? Actually, targeting that type of group of people would be amazing, to be able to give them a project to work on, know that they can work with Grammy winners, with people in the music industry who have won it and done it all, and be able to produce a single out there in the community and hear their music live on radio like we're doing today. Yeah. So that's the music school. And do you know what, Paul? I'd be honored, mate, if you're part of that project, part of supporting this new drive that we're doing next year. And we want to make this One Life Music School in a really, really big way. And we've got some great artists coming up, and I'm not going to give too much away on the show this evening. But we've got some great artists lined up, ready with it.
Because it's not just about whether you can play an instrument or whether you can sing. If you don't understand the industry, the marketing of this industry, you're going nowhere. I can tell you, and I only learned these numbers myself, but Spotify releases 120,000 records every day. That's 44 million a year. So how do you differentiate yourself within 44 million records a year to be the one person they want you to tune into? A lot of work to get yourself out there. It's not about just the recording. You need the radio.
It's not easy.
No, you need the TikToks, you need the Instagrams, you need people like you, and you need the listeners. They have so much. Listeners have so much choice right now. From the days when you and I, Adrian, had 4 radio stations and 4 TV stations. Now,
don't give our age away, Paul. Okay, I told my listeners that I was 26.
I know you did. I'm not going to lie to them either. But you get it. They've now got 1,000 streaming platforms to get a choice, and you just can't cover it all as a musician. And going after live shows, I still strongly believe in the grinding out a show approach to being a musician. If you can't develop your stagecraft and get the confidence in front of a live audience, whether that be 1 or 100,000, for me, you'll never get on in life. You'll never on the music life, so you'll never go forward. You'll be too nervous to do anything, and you don't want to be just a voice on a record. You've got to. The audiences, if they want to see what you can do. So
what you can do, Paul, I tell you what you can do. You're an old time rocker, mister. You know, VIP suite, you know, we had loads of stories last time that we were on the show, you know. So 6 months we've been apart, you know, you've been telling me all about VIP suite. You've been in Slovakia. You've been like doing this solo work that you're doing. You've been all over the country. You don't stop, mister. Every time I look on your Facebook, you're going out to do a new show. Yeah. So your highlights over 2024, what's been the best moment since we last got together last 6 months?
The best moments have still been every single live gig that we ever did as VIP suite and with any band that I've played with. But VIP suite, every single live show that we did as a band for me was as if we were doing it for the first time. It was exciting. It was fantastic. It was high energy. And the response from the crowds that we got, whether it was a few or many, was what we survived on. It what drove us to the next gig. It what drove us to the next show. And we were doing 2 shows in a day on sometimes. We did a show in the afternoon and a show in the evening on one weekend, which nearly killed us, to be honest with you. And the camaraderie was always good. I do miss the camaraderie. I do miss the members of that band who, we could have been a lot bigger. We were growing and growing and growing. As you said, we're fastest growing band, certainly in the Northeast at the time with our shows. But look, I'm here now. What are the next highlights? Well, one of the big thrills for me was recording the beginnings of the new album coming out in the new year. It's called Yes, You Can, which was just a confidence booster to me, actually, Adrian. The Yes, You Can is my young self talking to my old self, reminding me that 40 years ago, I should have been doing this and shouldn't have given up as I did do for numerous reasons. So Yes, You Can, which is coming out in the new year and is being played on by the musicians I mentioned to you before, Simon and Adam, and some others who are going to be joining me too. It's probably going to be my new highlight. I'm looking forward. I'm not going to look behind, Adrian. If I look behind, I'm going to get upset. I'm going to get distressed. I'm going to think, wow, did we waste that? No. I've made some great friends in the last 2 years on the road. I've made, all my VIP angels, all these gorgeous girls that would always come to our shows now are out there following us. We've met some great recording musicians as well. Had a chance to bump into some, famous folks along the route. I've got very close friends that are supporting me on the next journey. And that's been really good. I mean, that's a thrill for me. The wife supporting me, my great friend Peter, my best friend Phil. That was one of my biggest highlights. I bumped into a friend of mine who I'd not seen for 42 years, came to a gig. I didn't recognize him, Adrian, because when we were at school together, he had hair like Mungo Jerry. If you remember Mungo Jerry. So, a lot of hair. And I was doing a gig in Sheffield. 3 guys came up to me. I thought they were going to mither me a little bit, to be honest with you. Presented themselves to me, one with 2 with grey hair, one bald as a coot. And we started talking. They were asking me some questions about where I was from. They seemed to know a lot. It was a bit of like, this is your life. These things about. Turns out, when I realised who it was one of my closest friends from school, a guy called Phil Ray. Not seen for 40 years, and we were like brothers at school. We've reconnected. He's still got all the music that I wrote, believe it or not, when I was 16. Okay. And I've actually asked him, because they're on tape decks, to try and get them onto some form of digital format so I can revisit those songs. He's got recordings from gigs that I did 16, 17, 18. He's got tapes of music I played. He, in fact, knows the lyrics of songs that I wrote 40 years ago that I've forgotten. So that was a big highlight, bumping into an old friend who'd made a big effort to come and see me play live in Sheffield. My time with VIP at the Suite and all the gigs we did has been wonderful for me. But I'm moving forward with a new vigor, if I'm being honest, real vigor for the music I'm producing, with the musicians I'm playing with. I'm also involved with a small sort of covers pub band. Let's use those words.
Okay.
Delighted to be involved with them. We're just rehearsing at the moment. Really haven't even established a name, but 3 fantastic seasoned musicians who are extremely competent, who could really do anything. They all play in different bands, and a message, if anyone watching tonight, is we've got rehearsals this Thursday. I'll just remind you at 7 p.m.
That's it. Make sure you're there, okay? You've been told 7 p.m.
I've got a lot on, and as you know, we'll talk later in the show, is about my forthcoming trip, which is back to Slovakia to continue some recording, which we can talk about now, or I don't know, you want to run your show at the moment, Abe?
I'll tell you what, let's give you a break, okay, Paul? Let's play Stop the Rain, because everybody's dying to listen to it, okay? And it's an absolutely awesome track. We've got it live from YouTube this evening, okay? So I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Can you tell the audience about the message behind this song, please?
So Stop the Rain was a song that I thought we were going to do in VIP Suite, to be honest with you. It was a track that I'd roughly acoustically messed around with our drummer at the time, but it wasn't really coming together. As a band, we weren't really spending much time listening to it. So it's a song I had in me. It's in my heart. It really falls down on the sort of charities I was telling you about abuse in relationships. Particularly, this song is when you listen to it, there are difficult words in it, but it's about relationships. You could actually put it in any genre, but this one is about a woman in a difficult relationship, doesn't know how to escape the relationship, is miserable in that relationship, and she has a friend, a male friend in the song, who wants to help her. Stop the rain, in actual fact, is basically meaning I can stop your tears. I can help you stop crying. I can give you the love that you're looking for. Reach out. I'm there. And it's a message to anybody in a tough relationship who doesn't think they have the key, that they really do have the key to open the door and either escape or walk away from a very difficult relationship and stop the tears. People are out there. I'm sure there's many people who could be listening in difficult relationships. So it is a tough song to listen to lyrically. But it's a ballad. It's a rock ballad. My great friend, another friend of mine, Pete Hollyoak, basically told me one of the best songs he'd actually heard me both write and sing. So I took that as a compliment, because he's quite a clever musician himself. So I hope you like it. I hope it sends a message out to some listener out there. If one person needs to reach out, if one person needs a key to open the door and walk out from a tough relationship, male or female, then maybe this song will tell you that there are folks out there who can help you stop the tears, who will let you reach out to them, perhaps can give you the support you're looking for. So enjoy the music. I don't want to depress people, but it's a ballad.
We will definitely enjoy it.
Powerful lyrically, and I'm pretty proud of it. Again, recorded in Slovakia with Adam and Simon. And if you listen to the drum beat on this, every single drum stroke on this song is the sound of a heartbeat playing. So if any musician really wants to listen to the drumming on this particular track, despite everything else, the other fantastic musicianship, but the drumming on this particular song, for me, is the heartbeat of the song, is the heartbeat of the message. So enjoy it.
Fantastic.
Stop the rain.
Here we go. Stop the rain. Here we go, everybody.
But I sure know where he's gone. No idea you'd pull that trigger, but I know what he done. Now you're running and you're hiding, all confused but still you're clear. I guess I know we had it coming, 'cause the scars show what he's done. All I see is just a woman who's been waiting far too long. Let me put my arms around you. Let me carry all your pain. I know you're feeling helpless. I can't stop the rain. I can stop the rain. Make you start to love again. I can stop the rain. Help you start to love again. Say you never trust nobody, never wanna give you heart. Living alone, making a brand new start. I can't stop the rain. Make you stop to love again. I can stop the rain. Break out falling chains. Say you never loved nobody, don't wanna give you heart. Living alone, making a brand new start. I can't stop the rain. Try to make you love again. I can stop the rain. Make you start. I understand you're hurting. Can't forget what he has done. Nobody ever will believe you as you lifted up your gun. Watch you fall into the floor, calling out your name. Know you had your reasons. I can't stop the pain. I can stop the rain. Make you start to love again. Make you start to love again.
Do you know what? I get tingles listening to that song. Absolutely amazing song. And I know, Paul, I think you had some sort of technical problems being able to hear that track. But it did go out to an audience. Everybody did hear it. And it's an absolutely amazing track with great lyrics.
We're in love with it over here. It's a powerful song. It's allowed me to really find my range vocally as well. And the mastering on that, done by the studio, Gila Studios, well, it's second to none. So absolutely thrilled with it. It was played in the USA last night as well, in Cleveland. So super on that. It was in California just a week before that. And also it debuted on Hard Rock Hell Radio, courtesy of Darren Joyce's show. So thrilled that it's getting some momentum, actually, this one, Adrian. And I'm hoping that people will really embrace the song. Again, I'm fighting against 44 million other records that came out. But
it's a busy time over the Christmas period, isn't it? Everybody's getting their singles out. You know, it's really difficult. But you know what? The more we play it, the more we get it out. It will hit. You know, we are, just to let our listeners know, we are going to be working with some domestic violence shelters over the new year to donate this record to, and we're going to be working with a very special charity in 2025. And I'm going to support Paul to get that track out there because it is such a big hitter, and the lyrics are amazing. And there's, you know, it's got some great messages in there in relation to people going through difficult relationships, you know, trying to break those chains, getting away, not being part of that, you know, the relationship that you don't want to be in. You know, it's got many stories, and it's such a great track.
It's very relatable.
It's going to be really powerful.
It's a very relatable song to many, many, many people. Sadly. So I hope that somebody listens to it, listens to the words. I hope there might be a friend out there who will reach out and help another friend who they think really needs to be getting out of it. But moving on from the show, is really, I want to tell you about what's happening in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, go on then, and then I'll tell you our special surprise. Go on then, you tell me what's going on in the next 2 weeks, and I'll tell you our special surprise. You go for it.
I want to tell you. The first one is, you can see I've shaved off my goatee from the picture behind me.
I've seen that. Yeah, where's the goatee gone? I've
shaved it off because I'm going to perhaps need it, because flying back out to Slovakia in the middle of December, when I'm joining the couple of bands out there. I'm going to be helping a band called Evolution Shock put together a song that I've written for them. So that they've currently done 3 or 4 songs of mine, and we've written a new song for them called Hollywood Girls. They're hoping to get that recorded. So I'm going to help in actually making sure the production of that comes out well. I'm also, which is a very important message going out tonight. So for the FIRECLOWN fans, and there are many of them, by the way, more than I didn't know about, as far afield as Athens, Greece. So from that genre of the new wave of British heavy metal, we had a great track out back 40 years ago called Poor Man. It was recorded at Jackson Studios, no longer going anymore, Jackson Studios, but as a little piece of information, Motorhead recorded their big hit album there. So it was a great studio in its time, actually. It's now a museum, believe it or not, in Rickmansworth. Anyway, I have decided to re-record a 21st century version of Poor Man. And it will be recorded in Slovakia, whole new production, whole new sound, all digital recording from the days when we did it, which was basically banging tins of cans and running around in the studio in the middle of nowhere. I'm hoping that my vocal range from that song has basically come with me now, where I am today, 40 years on. So there's a really interesting and enthusiastic push for me to do this song. So I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll be recording it. It's also going to be made as part of a video. So the recording will be videoed, and the video, together with the new release of Poor Man, will be one thing. So hopefully you'll see how we did the recording, how we made the song, and the classic new wave of British heavy metalers that are out there. This is going to be a real treat for them, and I hope that they appreciate what we've done here, bringing that one out. We're also recording a couple of new tracks for the new album coming out in the new year, and we're also doing a track that I've actually duetted with Evolution Shock, with their new female singer in the band. I'm actually doing the male vocal parts of that and bringing in the video, so we can have a complete package for Living to Ride. It's a new track coming out by Evolution Shock with a duet with myself and their lead singer. Looking forward to that. The video, 99% done. I've just got to put my 35 seconds of video time, I guess, on that. So I've had a shave in case they want me to look smart and, you know, a little bit more, a bit youthful. That's what I'm looking for, actually, Aidan.
A bit youthful.
So I've got a couple of videos we're doing. We've got some tracks to do, and we're culminating in a live show on the 13th of December.
I just want to know what it is about Slovakia. Where's the drive to Slovakia? Every time I see you, you're off to Slovakia.
I'll tell you why. I've made some great musical friends there, and the skill of the musicianship in the area is second to none. The musicians that I'm working with there are super talented. I've got a great friend in the drummer. I've got a great friend in the studio. It's commercially viable as well. That's the main thing, Adrian. You know, you can take a flight to Bratislava now for 30 quid. I mean, I can't get the train to Leeds for 30 quid. So, you know, I can get on a plane. I can be in Europe. I can be in a first-class studio that over here, you can't even find them. You know, you'd be talking Abbey Road level. So I can be in a great studio. I can surround myself with great musicians. The Pilsner beer is only 1.2 euros. That's a very important aspect of recording and being part of the musical industry. The beer's cheap and it's fantastic. So we have
I'm there. Time. I'm sold. If the beer's cheap, I'm sold.
Oh, we have a great time.
Vanessa, we're going over to Slovakia. Yeah. The beer's cheap, apparently.
Yeah. Pilsner beer.
Vanessa's got a thumbs up in the background.
Absolutely. It's the best place in the world. We're loved over there. The studio's fantastic. We've got a live show on the 13th. So we've got videos, we've got recording, and we've got a live gig. Got a very busy week. So I'm super looking forward to that. That'll bring us up to the Christmas year. We'll have the release of Land of Plenty just before Christmas with a message about what we talked about earlier in the show. And then in the new year, hopefully the band I'm playing with here, just what we're doing, the covers band and hanging out, we should be ready for some sort of small shows breaking into early part of January, maybe the end of January, which should also be pretty exciting. That'll keep us rocking, keep us all playing, keep us very busy. I am, as you know, still looking for the right musicians to replace the lads in VIP Suite. VIP Suite is dormant; it is not dead. We had thousands of followers at the time when the band basically, put the shutters down. But by no means is VIP Suite over. We've got some great music in that band. You've mentioned it tonight. And we should have probably even played one. But tonight it's about the Paul Austin Band. And I want people to know that my live shows, I'm expecting to be putting some live shows together around about March next year of the Paul Austin Band.
Fantastic. We really look forward to it. So,
yeah,
right, Paul, listen.
That's what's going to happen.
We'll never keep this. He's a typical Northerner, isn't he? We never keep him quiet. Those up north, they can rabbit for Sainsbury's. I tell you,
I'm super busy. I'm writing, crazy at the moment. I've probably got 2 albums worth of music that I could pull onto right now. And the 8-9 tracks that are going out on the album release next year, you've heard 2 tonight, but you've not heard the other ones. And I'm absolutely super proud of what we've done, of the musicianship on them, on the lyrics on them, on the melodies on them. And I'm convinced that people are going to be happy with what I'm doing, the direction I'm following. And I've said to fans out on my own Facebook page, keep the faith. Hold on, I'm coming, as the song says. Hold on, I'm coming.
I like it. I like it. So, Mr. Hold On, I'm coming. Paul, we have got one more surprise for you this evening, okay? Right. So the Daniels Foundation have basically set us all a challenge, okay? So this month only, our artists will be working with one another in 2025, okay? So the One Life Project has teamed you up with a musical artist who is very well known in terms of his rock music as well. And he's got a bit of a great sound to him, actually. You haven't met him. I was hoping to get him live on the show this evening, but he's probably busy in a recording studio over in America. But his name's Michael Botte, a great artist. And he's going to hopefully, and I know what he's like, and if you're listening, Michael, please jump on the set and come and help us out. But Michael will be available, hopefully, to come and meet you, Paul, okay, and do a track with you in 2025. What I want our artists to do is work with one another, find a local charity who you can support, and produce the most amazing single out there for that local charity and raise some blummin' good money. And basically what's happening is if you don't do this, the Daniels Foundation and Daniel is going to find every single one of you, track you down and empty your pockets for the Daniels Foundation, okay? So 2025 is a big year.
Looking forward.
We have got some amazing artists. Would you like to listen to a piece of his music? Because he has sent some music over.
Absolutely.
So this is the Michael Botte Band, okay? And this is his latest track, which is out at the moment, called Mirror. Okay, absolutely fantastic track. We're going to give it a bit of a play so you can hear the artists who you have been chosen to work with.
Fantastic. Press go.
Know what game you're playing. You break the rules every single day.
You may need to hear it later, Paul. If you can't hear it now, you will hear it later, okay?
Yeah, I've got it.
Just going to play it to our audience.
Whirling, twirling around and around, like the frozen rings of Saturn, spaced far out above the ground, in a spiral pattern. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who decides what is fair after all?
Okay, so that is for our audience. Paul didn't get to hear that because StreamYard's being a pain this evening. So he will be able to listen to artists. So basically, Michael Botte is an award winner over in America. He's just got back from his flight in Atlanta, an ISSA award winner. He has got amazing vocabulary, amazing voice, and I think you two would be absolutely amazing together in terms of your vocal ranges.
I think I've heard something by Michael before because I recognize the voice. I could hear it just faintly, and I'll do some research on that tonight. Actually, I'll jump on a better listening to. But I think I've heard Michael's voice on something else before. It was familiar to me. It came straight at me, something I was familiar with. So I'll get into that. I just want to say something a little bit about the Daniel Foundation, if I may, Adrian. I know your shows.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
I have a very, very close friend of mine, and his son was born with a very severe disability. And so I want people out there to know that you can do anything. I'm not mentioning names because I don't have permission to talk about that. But I will say that he was born with his hands basically inverted. So imagine trying to play an instrument with such a difficult disability. Well, I'd say it must be maybe 5 years, and I'm sure if he was listening to the show, he'd correct me, or his dad would. I gave his father a white Stratocaster guitar with the intent of basically saying, I think that if you give the guitar to your son, maybe, just maybe, he'll pick it up in his own way, and maybe he'll find a way to play it. Well, let me tell you this. I was sent a video by his parents probably about 7 months ago. He's a fabulous fan of Paul Austin's band, a super fan of VIP Suite. But this video was of him playing his guitar in a little pub in his band.
Wow.
What a thrill that was for me. So here was a young man with a very difficult disability, hands basically inverted on him, had learned to play the guitar, had made his own songs up, had got his band, and was playing live in their local pub. So the message from the Daniel Foundation, as you quite rightly said, is get out there, try, as difficult as it must be for some of you folks with these disabilities. It can be done. It certainly
can be done. It certainly can be done. And I'll tell you what, Paul, after tonight's show, Paul, I want you to watch the latest award show from the Daniel Foundation on YouTube. You will be amazed with the amount of talent. That really is amazing.
Some of us can't get out of bed in the morning because we're too damn lazy, and we find people out there can perform miracles on their musical instruments with the most challenging disabilities. So I'm 100% behind what the Daniel Foundation is trying to do. I think it's important, and it's a really good message for the kids out there of any age. Actually, it's never too late to pick up a guitar.
It is never too late. No, never too late to join in music from all ages.
Maybe you've been in an accident and now you're in a wheelchair. Don't give up, because music is the one language worldwide. It never changes. You can speak in any language you want, but music is the universal language. So get out there.
I tell you what, Paul, the music is the universal language, because we have got a listener who has commented this evening and has got himself a Paul Austin band cap. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you get the address for us.
I'll tell you what, you might know him, because keep going, Paul.
Guy.
Christopher Adelaide.
Let me tell you about this Christopher Adelaide. He does an awful lot for charity, that man.
Does he? Fantastic.
Chris is predominantly an architect, but is an architect who should really be a musician full-time on stage. He's a crazy guy. He does a lot for charity within the building industry. Every year he does a charity where he'll perform with his band at some pretty big venues, actually. And Chris, trust him to be the first one to get the cap. He really is that kind of guy. But he's he's a superb architect, but he's a superb singer. He's followed me to a couple of gigs we did in London. He turned up to London and had a great night with us at one of the shows we did in Camden. So, Chris, thank you for tuning in tonight. Yes, you'll get your cap. I'm not going to deliver it to you by hand. I'm going to send it down to you, but I know you'll wear it with pride. He's a great singer. He's a great dancer, a great mover, and does an awful lot for charity. So he's well worth.
We'll catch up with him in the new year. He sounds an absolutely fantastic artist. Listen, Mister, we nearly have to end the show. Just want to know, Mister, what are you doing for Christmas?
Well, just for listeners out there, we actually moved house, my wife and I and eldest son. We downsized from a huge house into a little 3-bedroom house that we're renting temporary, while another property that my wife wants to move to is being built, which is purpose made for our own son and ourselves. Our own son has a few challenges, in which is not to talk about today, but we're doing it for him. And it's been a difficult month moving. I won't lie to you. We're exhausted. I'm actually talking to you from my little kitchen room at the moment, although we got the feed, the thing at the back of us. So this Christmas will be very, very small. We're on our own. Even my mother can't come up this year because we just don't have the room. She'll probably go to my brother's house. So it'll be a small Christmas. It'll be just remembering a few folks, realizing the challenges we've had scaling down from the big house. And remember, we've had a great year for the band, a great year for music, and looking forward to the new year, to be honest with you, and trying to stay healthy because, we're in the 60s now and I want to be Mick Jagger in another 20 years. I still want to be stomping around and having fun. So, yeah, looking forward to Christmas. Hope all your listeners have a great Christmas as well. I've got a couple of birthdays to deal with before Christmas comes. We have one of those families where everybody gets a birthday in December, so they get double the presents. So it's going to be
double presents. We like presents.
Yeah, but
so
looking forward to it.
Paul, just to let you know, Michael has now picked up the message. So hopefully we'll be speaking to him offline, introducing yourself to him. Like I say, he's a great guy.
Michael, great to hear you. Hope we can do something.
He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah. Christopher, thank you for listening in, and all the others that listened in. Adrian, once again.
Is there anybody, with the thank yous, you're saying thank you to Christopher, you're saying thank you to myself?
I want to say thanks to Adam. I want to say thanks to Simon, Fofo, and the guys in Slovakia. I want to say thanks to my wife who keeps putting up with me and the fact that there's dozen guitars all over the place in the house. I want to thank everybody that has listened to my music, has followed. I want to say hi to all the people that continuously log on to my Facebook page and give me the encouragement to keep going. Phil, Peter, fantastic. Julia, you yourself, you've always been an inspiration. You keep telling me, keep going, keep going. Thank you for the show tonight, Adrian. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for playing our songs. And I look forward to, listeners hearing more from the Paul Austin Band and the musicians that I'm going to be around with. I hope that the little band I'm playing with will also be working with us on some other things. They're very busy guys, but super musicians. And if I can encourage them to do something with me, that would also be quite exciting. But it's been a great show. It's been really good show.
Glad you enjoyed yourself, Paul. I am going to wrap up this evening because it's time for me to go and get ready for the next show this evening. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say goodbye to everybody. But before we say goodbye, we want to thank you over an Xbox. I'm thinking of Christmas. I wanted to do Xbox. No, not really. In X, I was going to say thank you in X, and it became our Xbox. It's too long working these shows, I'll tell you what. So thank you in X, thank you in YouTube, thank you in Facebook, thank you everybody for joining us. Remember, comment on the show. We have still got 9 caps to give away. If you want one of these caps, okay, you've got to comment on the show. Okay, the Daniels Music Foundation, make sure you continue to support them. Empty your pockets. Go and watch their videos. Go and give them the support that they deserve, okay? So we are back live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It doesn't finish for AJ with the lovely Issa Aura live from France at 7 o'clock. Okay, so we've got a great show lined up for you tomorrow night. Have a pleasant evening. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you're going to do. Have a beer for me, have a wine for me, or just enjoy yourselves, okay? So this is the One Live show, switching off for this evening, and we'll see you live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. See you later, everyone. Take good care.
Au revoir.